Everything we do with basketball is muscle memory. It's stuff that we remember. When we make layups, when we take a shot, coach tells you to keep your elbow tucked, everything, right? He gives you all this stuff to do over and over again, all right? And all that's part of routines, all right? When you're using routines, like NBA players have routines before they come on the court. Right before a game, you guys who've been to an NBA game before, all right? If you guys are there early enough, even before the layup lines, you see the guys out there working out and getting ready to play basketball, right? They're working on their routines. And what that happens is they get really comfortable knowing that they have something that they can rely on. Who out here is nervous before they play a game? All right? And that's cool. It's really okay to be nervous, right? It's a normal feeling. But when you know that you have something that you rely on, then you're less nervous. When you're prepared, you're less nervous. And that's what routines are. It helps you prepare, all right? I'm going to bring Austin up here. I'm going to give a great example of what we do for a routine. Come here, Austin. Right? Just to get loose, right? Paul George, when he comes out before a game, he stands on the baseline, he gets 2 balls, he does his in and outs, he does his crossovers, betweens, and all that is part of the routine. And what it helps you get comfortable and loose to get ready for a game or whatever he's about to do. So whenever Austin's getting ready, I help him get his routine. And especially you guys playing tournaments, you're playing at 8 o'clock in the morning, you still have sleep, and this is how we wake up. So I'm gonna give you a short example of the routine that Austin does. So the first thing we do when we come in the gym, usually it's not a basket. I'll have him stand over, and I'll get him loose like this. This is a short example. We'll start with hard passes. All right?
Oh my God.
Put the head. Somebody said it's easy. It is really easy. It doesn't need to be complicated. It's just something that you do every time that you're used to. And we'll start, we'll go here. Right hand. I help him, right hand. This way. A routine doesn't have to take an hour. A routine is usually about 5-10 minutes. And there's different ones, right? But you want to do it the same way every time. Whether you do it by yourself, with a friend, or you get one of your coaches or your parents to help you. All right? It's always good to have a routine and build your own routine. Again, you can have a ball handling routine, you can have a shooting routine. Just something simple that you do every single time that your body remembers over and over again. Somebody said that when I was working with Austin, that's easy. It's supposed to be easy. All right? It's supposed to be almost, I don't want to use the word boring, but it could be almost boring to the point where you can do it with your eyes closed, you can do it in your sleep, right? And then when you're in a game and you're nervous and it's a couple minutes, your body's gonna resort to what it knows. So if every time you come in the gym, you do a certain move, now under pressure, when you're stressed, your body's gonna remember that move and you're gonna be able to do it without even thinking. All right, does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right, any questions about routines or anything else? That's a good question. He said, has there ever been a player that I didn't want to train? Now, there's a lot of players that come in the NBA that you guys may not have heard of because you didn't get to see them on TV or they were out of the NBA really fast. And those guys, they come in and they're really happy they made it to the NBA and they think the work is done, right? So they come in and they're not working, they're late to practice, they're late to come onto the court. We have an individual workout, they don't show up, they don't call, or they come in there and they dog it, or they come in, they go half speed, they're not really into it. Those guys aren't fun to work with anybody, for anybody to work with. It's definitely not fun for us. I feel like it's wasting our time, it's wasting their time. And pretty soon the coaches see it and they send them home and they're no longer in the NBA. And then they regret it, they always regret it. They always say, I'm gonna work harder this time. But sometimes it's too late because there's always a new bunch of players that's coming that wants to take that spot. So it's not just basketball, it's what you do off the court. It's your diet, it's your sleeping patterns. Are you up till 4 in the morning playing Call of Duty or 2K when you got a game of practice in the morning? Like, that's all matters about being a pro. And so we have to teach them that. We have to show them exactly what it means to be a pro, on the court and off the court. I have a saying, if you only do what everybody else is doing, you'll only be as good as everybody else. You absolutely need to do individual practice after what you do with your team. And a lot of times, during a team practice, you can go through an entire practice for 2 hours and shoot the ball 2 or 3 times. Like, when you practice individually, how many shots do you get up? You can probably get up to, you can easily get up 100 shots, very easily, right? But when you practice with your team, it's about the movements of the team. It's about, again, practicing individually is super important for your own development. Because you don't get a lot of shots up when you're working with your team practices. Maybe you'll get 10 shots up. When you guys go to your next practice, that's a whole team practice. I want you guys to count your shots, what you guys are doing when you're scrimmaging. You'll maybe get 10, 20 if you're a ball hog. But when you work out individually, then you get as many shots as needed. All right?